Can I get a handle on why things are animating? What's the difference between what's here and what's not? I think we accidentally created this little universe, possibly. Or at least Abubakar did.
It seems to be a distorted copy. I think that Betsy would probably consider it psychic impressions.
Okay.
There's weird psychic impressions, and the newest stuff doesn't quite have as much psychic energy in it yet.
I understand. It's like building consensual reality. Things that have not been widely accepted yet aren't here. Things that make more sense and have been thought about more. Oh.
The nearest telephone pole says, "You're getting close, buddy."
I'm going to yelp.
Do we all hear that?
Yes, everybody hears that.
I'm going to load a bowl.
Oh, do I still have my lighter and my cigarettes, for the love of God?
Yeah. How long did you discard your pants? Did you remember to take them out of your pants when you abandoned them?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
They're
We probably
crumpled.
should just put your pants in the trunk.
You got a jacket. It wasn't exactly warm outside. Yeah, you have your cigarettes and then your lighter.
Can I smoke them? Does my lighter work?
What kind of lighter is it?
Zippo.
A Zippo. Where did John get that Zippo?
It's some pawn shop. He was trading something in. They got as a gift fucking forever ago. Oh God, he was there with his wife. It had to have been at least 10 years ago.
Okay. It does work.
Oh, thank Jesus, John is smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, but when did you get the cigarettes?
This brand my entire life since I was 16, sweetheart.
Yeah, but are they the bad ones that I bought, or are they good ones?
Honey, it's my brand.
Cigarettes burn just fine. Ollie, I'm guessing you got a dick.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you bought it like 3 weeks ago at a convenience store and you didn't think twice about it.
Now that I have money, I'm lucky if a lighter lasts me more than 2 days.
John will pull out a joint for you and touch tips with his cigarette and pass it to you.
Bless. The alternative was to roll out a cigarette, crumble up weed, and put that in.
As you sit down next to the telephone pole on the side of the sidewalk, the house behind you, it's like most other houses that you've passed.
Real quick, walkie-talkie dude is going to chime in.
WT does not have character information. He had vague information about your previous lives, but he's not a meta thing like we are for Ollie.
I chime in with, talk to the phone elves!
Perfect, because I was actually just about to roll Avatar while I was smoking, do some meditation, chill, and ask for guidance.
If Ollie the character is smoking weed in-game, can that give him some bonus with me? I have to find a poem.
I will say that yes, it is a way that you can answer. It's generally to do with radiation and poetry.
I was working on a poem as well.
Ah, wonderful.
You, as the out-of-character deity for our narrative creature here, can choose whatever you'd like to respond to. If you choose that you will respond well to marijuana, then I will allow that instead of radiation to be used to contact you.
Yeah, I'm also still down to use radiation. I had viewed that as my way to contact you, God. I think that it makes the most sense with how in-depthly it's been tied to my acquisition of knowledge.
Do we each get our own little trigger thing? That would be interesting.
Go for it, Thinger.
I have no idea what mine would be. You'll have to think of it.
So far, you have been contacted through silly acts. Last game, you were appeased when Ollie made the weird spectacle finger.
Yeah,
Is that what that was for?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the truth. Good point.
So I think right now, silly acts seems to be yours.
That's fine. That's better than fine.
I love that. And then poetry has been another one that I think is good.
You sit next to this telephone pole. House behind you is normal like most of the other ones, except for when you sit down on the sidewalk, there is a loud barking from inside the house.
I like dogs.
In the window is a blurred shade. As you look back at the house, there's a flap as a little doggy door on the front door opens and closes, and something rushes up towards you, trailing a chain.
house was known for having a spooky dog out front, I think, as I'm rushed.
Indeed.
Chopper, sick balls.
The dog will rush, bark, but stop just at the edge of the yard, not even getting to the sidewalk. Pace back and forth along the lawn, barking at you.
What's attacking us?
It's not attacking. It is an indistinct dog-like figure. It seems to be shifting back and forth between a German Shepherd, a Rottweiler, and a Pit Bull. It's just fluidly changing between them, barking at you, but does not seem to be able to exit the yard. Pipe down or I'm gonna call the dog catcher, the telephone pole says.
Oh.
Sure would suck if it peed on you, huh?
Oh, that one? No, it's his brother that pees on me. Fucking prick.
Uh-huh. Not looking at the pole, refusing to acknowledge the pole.
What the fuck? Ollie will be looking around rapidly and then begin his little poem, taking a long drag off the joint. Far from home, I find myself, but nearer at the same time. Breaking and entering, usually much more difficult of a crime. I find myself lost, but with good friends. I have means, but very few ends. And then exhale, coughing viciously. Was trying to do it all in one breath while holding the toke of the joint.
Nice. Bird, you hear this? It does not seem that you're trying to cast any particular magical effect. Simply trying to contact your god for guidance.
I hear you, young child from the College of Reed. I may have answers that I think you might need. With friends, you're not so alone. Just reach for a phone, and you'll find true connection indeed.
And we're still in the era of phones.
Yeah, the payphones are probably well established enough by this point that we can find one.
We'd have to find our way to a major road from here, but that might not include going to one of those big mushrooms.
You've been trying to get them to a main road. Stop for a smoke break with the telephone pole. But the main road should be up ahead. Finish your bowl, finish your cigarette, head that way.
Either that, check out that tree thing, because that was interesting.
Maybe if going these houses, there's a phone, but I feel like the payphone is more of a guaranteed thing.
I don't know, the whole phone and the receiver box, well, pretty important. Voicemail.
Yeah, that is true. So maybe we try a house first, since we're already by houses?
I say why not?
Maybe not the one with the dog.
At the telephone pole, which of these houses would be the easiest to break into that might have a phone?
I don't know, kid. All of these places don't phones.
Oh, well then yeah, I say we just give one of those a try. Do you know which houses have dogs?
I mean, just that dog.
Mr. Telephone Pulsar, are you part of the phone line?
Yes, sir, I am.
Ollie, you don't need to go into a house, honey.
Oh, I was looking forward a little bit to breaking and entering, but I'm lost. I don't know where I am, and some voices in my head told me that I might find a friend with the telephone. Are you able to connect to phone lines on regular Earth?
I can talk to anybody. That's why I can fucking talk to you.
Oh,
Nobody else here can understand a thing you say, and you can't understand them either.
no, that's wonderful. You're brilliant.
No, you're lucky. You're lucky. You can't hear the things he's calling you. Referring to the dog.
Oh,
Oh, so not only are you lucky, but you're brave to be able to withstand such verbal beratement constantly. It's really a strong, pretty character.
Yeah, kid, you got like something on your nose.
Touche. There's a foxy fine lady on regular Earth that I think might be able to help out a little bit. We have a phone, but it can't reach out. I was wondering if maybe you could help with that?
I mean, I could. Who's this foxy lady?
She's my sugar mom.
Please don't call my boss about this. Please.
Or there's Tabitha.
no! She gives
Oh,
me the
I mean-
heebie-jeebies.
I guess if we could get a hold of your backup.
The beeper has been blinking. It's been active for the past half hour or so.
Oh,
I guess I will ask you, telephone pole, are you receiving what is going out of my beeper?
You know? Why would I?
It's supposed to connect to telephones.
Has it got a plug?
No, we haven't shown these off yet to the general consensual.
Nah, you're probably gonna have to talk with one of those pricks on the hill. Fucking haughty-taughty bastard, they'll extend the goddamn shit to space, the air, yelling at each other between the mountains. Cell towers, that's what they are. Gas towers?
Oh, they're broadcasting far more than cellular signals, don't you worry. We've got this thing called 5G coming through now. Don't wait until people get a mouthful of that one.
But will it make my kids and frogs gay?
It will spread vaccines.
Ooh. Okay. I love it. Sign me up. So it's a bit of a trek to the cell towers up the hill. That's the goal.
It's probably safer than those nuclear bombs that are frozen in time.
Again, he brought up the cell phone towers because of the pager. We can still ask him to call our boss. Please
It's-
talk to the tower.
I guess I don't know, Oliver. Is she still using a corded phone?
The house, I believe so.
Okay.
What if I offer to show this telephone pole the Polaroid of her titties that I keep?
I want to retch. You've seen Betsy take all of this very well. Up until you start talking about a Polaroid of her boss's titties.
A couple of knots on the wooden telephone pole wivel around and swirl down to where you're at, like eyes. Okay, show them off, buddy.
DM? Do that.
The little knots widen a little bit and bob up and down. Yeah, no, all right.
Somebody that's not me should talk.
If
Or
we're
should it be
talking
me?
to my boss, I'll talk. I'm in charge of this team on paper.
Cool, thank God.
Down the street, there's a Plaid Pantry. On the side of it's a phone booth. I'll talk to it. It'll put you through.
Thank you, weird telephone spirit. Do you have a name we should be calling you for thanking you?
Telephone pole.
I'm so stupid, you're so right.
John will give a little two-finger salute.
I take a picture of telephone poles.
I love telephone poles.
There's a creaking as it contorts itself into a photogenic pose. The lines between it and the other telephone poles getting a little bit tangled as the little arms give a pose with one hand on the quote-unquote hip and one hand on the quote-unquote head.
Is this what causes downed power lines?
Yes. Canonically, I'm certain that this is exactly it. Out to the main street that John was guiding you to, this one does not look abandoned. A rushing, galloping shape with great gleaming yellow eyes rushes down the street. A few seconds later, another comes by from the other direction.
What the fuck?
On the other side of the street is a plaid building, roughly in the shape of a convenience store.
Oh my god, it's the plan.
You're telling me this building is far more plaid than any Plaid Pantry has ever been.
In fact, the sign out front just says the plaid.
I love that. We might have caused an actual house fire. Just seeing some of the similarities between world and might be picking up that something's not right in that there is some tie this world of the physical world and doesn't know if it's one direction.
Oh,
Most we'll find out when we figure out where my car has remained.
or if, all of the power in East Side shut down.
Yeah. Or if we burned down an entire neighbor.
It's
It's not that dry around here. I presume the fire department stopped it after the one house we intended to burn down was burnt down.
That's fair.
The shapes that are rushing by with great gleaming eyes are of various sizes, but a large one comes barreling down the road, bigger than any of the others you've seen so far, and it is bearing red light and noise out into the darkness. A flaming beast blares that red and that noise, that great siren sound, as it makes a turn and barrels into the neighborhood you just left. This is some sort of psychic impression, reality bubble that Dr. Abubakar created. It's definitely piggybacking off of reality, but it might be her memories in reality.
Oh, that would explain it.
But I don't know how John would interpret this.
You can always use walkie-talkie.
Then WTD would probably say something like, oh shit, you're in the Outworlds. That's what WTD knows. The place far beyond this place. But this place is the first step to there. And anywhere on the staircase is the other one.
Okay.
If anything, Oliver would probably call it the Nether or something like that. It is a shadow of the world above, or even might come up since it's gloomy.
Plane.
Yeah, astral plane is a bit of a nerd. Might even call it the Umbra because it's getting into poetry and a bit in that edgy phase.
The Phantom Zone.
Oh, Phantom Zone. That's most likely, I think.
But yeah, I think that it would click that you're trapped in the Phantom Zone. It's a mirror dimension. It also clicks that enlightened anthropic principle that Veronica was talking about. That human beings alter reality around them. The way that your magic was so easy, you didn't really think about whether or not you could do it. You just believed that you could do it, and you did it.
Like the magic was just there at the tip of my fingers. It didn't even feel like magic. At the moment, I wasn't even fully aware that we were somewhere else. Could you imagine if I had done that on the regular Earth? Just reach down and plunge my hands into the earth with full force? I'd shatter every bone in my fucking hand.
So yeah, something between the astral plane and the Phantom Zone.
It might not be grounded, but Ollie's theory would potentially even start to form that could be where magic comes from.
The part that doesn't quite make sense, Betsy, is the fire truck.
She just drove down this road and was passed by a fire truck at some point.
It's a bit of a coincidence. Betsy might
It is a
shrug
big
it off.
coincidence. I can shrug them. We're here, maybe we're imprinting our expectations of the fire truck on it. Thought of that?
You know the inline anthropic principle too?
I do.
Yes.
I've studied it for years. I've been to college. And then secret college.
Nautical. And it definitely shouldn't worry anybody that we have to say that.
No, not at all.
But this occurs to John, and this occurs to Oliver, simultaneously as you see the fire truck go by. Because it might have been possible to mistake that those were weird, distorted reflections of cars. That thing, in comparison, and the sound that it's making. You've only ever heard one thing make that fucking sound. John, maybe two, but that was when he was a kid. It was the war.
Yes.
I've heard all sorts of sirens on the horizons.
Yes. This is a Type 2 bead.
That was a klaxon, not a dewag.
Jesus. Fuck, we should not be here.
I
But
agree.
this means that we have to get that Plaid. Before we use the phone, I need to see something. I have a theory. I'll wait for traffic and march across the street because I'm determined that if the Zippo was something that has an amount of sentimental value and has been around for a long time, might be Twinkies in there. And Ollie is just now getting the munchies.
Okay,
So-
but those may be sentient living Twinkies. That may be Mr. Twinkie himself you're attempting to eat. Could you live with yourself? Little
Point.
cowboy hat?
Oh, right, go.
At one point, the cow that I ate as part of a hamburger was a very cute little calf that I love.
A cow
Times-
wasn't wearing a cowboy hat.
If it is sentient Twinkie, maybe I have a backup plan. Maybe I'm going to offer Mr. Twinkie a blowjob. I'm getting that cream filling one way or another.
John is just staring.
Ollie's rushing across the street. Doesn't look like there's any traffic.
I'm dashing with him. Freaking kid.
We all have to cross this street, yeah? We might as well go together.
I'm passionate about science. This is strictly scientific.
You step out into the first lane. There's rumbling ribbons. And a car comes rushing down the road, seemingly out of nowhere. One success to spare for each of your companions. You manage to pull them across into the next lane, barely avoiding being hit by this rushing, metal, galloping thing as it lets out a blaring honk.
It doesn't hit my horse, does it? It doesn't hit my dump truck ass.
Oh,
Your ass had been,
Smart enough not to cross the street?
yeah,
She's parked.
waiting for a safe time to U-turn. When was the last time you got in a crash with that car, Betsy?
Is this my car from before, or is this assigned by my boss's car?
It's your car.
Then I got cocky after training and tried a cool move I'd learned and really fucked it. So before I got to Portland, but on the way.
No regular traffic accidents for Betsy. Your car is smart enough not to try to play Frogger. As you get into the second lane, from the other direction you hear a rumbling rivet, and another rushing metal creature comes blaring out of the night.
oh gods.
I hate this.
But Oliver does still help you get up onto the sidewalk.
Put on a grandma voice and say, "Thank you, young man."
That's insulting, Betsy!
Your ass across the street gives a neigh and pulls a quick Yui, gallops up the street and takes a wide turn.
Is this a horse or a donkey?
Sorry, it's a donkey.
I called it a horse first. I'm sorry.
It's not really either.
It went hee-haw.
It did in fact go hee-haw.
That is John's
It's
basis for a donkey.
It's a work mule.
I did specifically think it was a mule.
Ass.
Mules
An ass
can
can be a mule.
Anyway, the ass will pull in and then back into the parking spot, looking annoyed the whole time.
Betsy, you're one of those people.
I have to have access to my trunk for the printer. I'm sorry. I have to plug it into the wall sometimes. The cable's not long enough for me to do it the other way.
Thank you for watching Rose City at Twilight. Links are in the description for the full playlists and ways to donate if I made you feel something. The Twilight holds a variety of mysteries. Let me know your theories in the comments below. Liking and subscribing attracts the attention of the great Al-Haratham. Do so at your own risk. Good night.